Introverts and Innovation by Genevieve Wallach. Myers-Briggs testing helps us to understand and illustrate the theories of C.G. Jung within a modern context. In his 1921 book, Psychological Types, Jung asserts that there are 4 categories that our personalities can be measured in: flow of energy, information absorption, decision-making, and lifestyle preference. Each of these characteristics are based on a dichotomy with 2 preferences. Specifically, the category pertaining to the flow of energy focuses on a person's level of introversion or extroversion, their preference for focusing their energy within, or accepting energy from the outside environment. Myers-Briggs asserts that one preference is not better or worse than the other. The information gained from this testing is meant to help a person understand their personality type to maximize their strengths and minimize their weaknesses. With this in mind, it begs the question: why does modern business culture tend to value extroverts over introverts? We'll explore this question in 4 ways. We'll identify the differences between introverts and extroverts. We'll look at introverts and how they innovate. Next, we'll explore why the environment matters for an introvert's innovation. And finally, we'll see why introverts make great leaders. Introverts and extroverts. What's the difference? Extroverts have a natural predisposition for seeking out outside stimulation. This includes social interaction, openly sharing ideas, and collaborating. Conversely, introverts generally prefer less stimulation from their environment. Introverts are highly reflective, are generally better aware of their feelings, and excel at internally thinking problems through before acting. This is not to say, however, that introversion should be mistaken for shyness. Susan Cain, author of Quiet, The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking, says that, quote, "Shyness is about the fear of social judgment." It should be noted that both introverts and extroverts can find social interaction intimidating at times, and that both can harbor this apprehension for the judgment of their peers. In addition, it is a misnomer that introverts are misanthropic. Introverts do not hate people or interaction. Rather, they value the caliber of the relationships that their interactions develop. The quality of the relationship that an introvert has gives them a sense of fulfillment, whereas having many contacts that are merely acquaintances may make an introvert feel empty and disconnected. Innovation in introverts. Francesca Gino for Harvard Business Review discusses in her blog the commonly held fallacy that introverts are less innovative than their extroverted peers. This is simply not true. American psychologist J.C.R. Licklander says that introverts' introspective nature creates more instances of innovation, but extroverts exhibit their work more readily. Truly, knowledge of a subject is the basis of innovation, and not how one prefers to work. The environment matters. Many modern companies are moving towards open-plan offices with communal workstations that are designed to encourage collaboration. Schools are also starting to group desks to force teamwork, preparing students for this new breed of workplace. This constant stimuli from the environment can kill the creativity for introverts. Gino suggests finding environments that have fostered creativity for introverts in the past, and using these areas to nurture ideas. It would be naive to think, though, that teamwork is going anywhere in companies. With this in mind, how can an introvert maximize their effectiveness within a team? Patrick J. Howey, in his book The Evolution of Revolutions: How We Create, Shape, and React to Change, asserts that the composition of a team is everything. Howey says that the productivity can be measured in a bell curve. That when a team is composed of mostly extroverts or mostly introverts, the productivity is generally rather low. As the ratio equalizes and introverts and extroverts work together, the team's potential can fully be realized. How big should a team be? Paul English, founder of the travel site kayak.com, says that innovation is weakest in large groups. English proposes limiting the size of teams or breaking large teams into smaller groups. He maintains that little innovation is possible when large groups of people are together, and that groupthink can often take over. Smaller groups are more apt to nurture ideas, giving an introvert a chance to feed the seeds of an idea quietly. Introverts as leaders. A study by Francesca Gino, Adam Grant, and David Hoffman shows that introverts are able to help others foster their ideas and build innovation. It was shown through their study of a national pizza chain that introverted leaders were especially effective when their subordinates were more extroverted. They found that this was because these introverted leaders generally allowed more autonomy within their teams. Introverts are also adept in using their innate contemplative skills and proclivity for active listening to thoroughly analyze choices before making a decision. Unfortunately, introverts are still often passed up as managers in favor of the bolder personalities that extroverts often project. In conclusion, we have seen through the examples offered that introverts are able to innovate and be creative in business situations. Innovation within the context of a team is bolstered for introverts in smaller heterogeneous groups, and introverts tend to be leaders that foster creativity of their teams, often through autonomy and guidance.